House Democrats say the evidence is clear. President Donald Trump withheld U.S. aid to Ukraine to benefit his own personal political interests.
He was willing to compromise our security and his office for personal political gain. It does not matter that President Trump got caught and ultimately released the funds that Ukraine so desperately needed. It matters that he enlisted a foreign government to intervene in our elections in the first place.
Nadler taking over the impeachment investigation, asking constitutional experts to determine if through those actions Trump violated his oath of office and should be impeached.
The abuse of office occurs when the president uses a feature of his power, the awesome power of his office, not to serve the interests of the American public, but to serve his personal, individual, partisan electoral interests.
Abuse of power falls under high crimes and misdemeanors, cited as impeachable offenses in the U.S. Constitution, those experts said.
If what we're talking about is not impeachable, then nothing is impeachable. This is precisely the misconduct that the framers created a Constitution, including impeachment, to protect against.
But not all scholars on the panel agreed.
I believe this impeachment not only fails to satisfy the standard of past impeachments, but would create a dangerous precedent for future impeachments.
Republicans argued that Trump's concerns about Ukrainian corruption motivated his actions.
This is a country that he had deep concerns about from the beginning. Remember that he has concern about foreign aid, but this was one country in particular he had a lot of concerns about.
Trump questioned Democrats' motives for taking the serious step of impeachment.
These people, you almost question whether or not they love our country, and that's a very, very serious thing.
With the 2020 presidential election beginning early next year, Democrats say the need to act is urgent.
We don't have the benefit of time here when this president continues to ask foreign powers to involve themselves in our elections.
Well, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has not announced a timeline for a full House vote on articles of impeachment. Turley warned Democrats against impeaching too quickly.
You set an incredibly short period, demand a huge amount of information, and when the president goes to court, you then impeach him. Now, does that track with what you've heard about impeachment? Does that track with the rule of law that we talked about?
The House Judiciary Chairman is set to hold more hearings next week with a possible House vote on impeachment by the end of the month. Catherine Gibson, VOA News, Capitol Hill.